I'm going to say it. NXT is doing it once again. We are approaching a takeover, and NXT is once again, just like TakeOver Philadelphia, just like TakeOver New Orleans, they are doing a better job at getting me, and of course the fellow wrestling fan, more excited for their show than the main roster is doing to get you or myself excited for Money in the Bank. And once again, main roster, Mother Flowers, gets scraped. Get fucking scraped. And I said this last week during my NXT review. To me, TakeOver Chicago 2, when you look at the card right now, because again, there have been matches that have been added to the card, it looks like it's going to be an amazing takeover. Just like TakeOver Chicago 1 was, to say the least. But I always feel like, still, that TakeOver Chicago 2, just like TakeOver Chicago 1, will be just a throwaway takeover. Just to get to TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Because be real about it, TakeOver Brooklyn is NXT's WrestleMania almost, right? And that's my honest opinion. But you look at the card right now, I'm just going to say it right now. There's the one match on this card right now that I feel that will be the match of the night. The match, hell, even of the fucking year in all WWE. Hell, it's NXT, but fuck it. It's all one fucking bubble, all right? End of the fucking day. And no, I'm not talking about Gargano and Ciampa 2. Hell, I'm not even talking about freaking Lars Sullivan and Alistair Black for the championship, or the tag title match between Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch versus the Undisputed Era. Which I'm talking about right now, honestly, what I'm talking about is Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream. I think these two guys are going to go out there at TakeOver Chicago 2 and literally blow the roof off the Allstate Arena in Chicago. These two guys are going to go out there, and I'm calling you right now. You can say Sarich, you can say I'm insane, you can say, oh, Heel Steven, you probably, you're high as fuck right now, which I probably am, honestly, but I'm calling it now. I believe that Ricochet and Velveteen Dream are going to outdo Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne from TakeOver Chicago 1. They're going to have a better match, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fucking wrong, but they're going to come close, Mother Flowers. All right? And this week's NXT, again, I thought did an amazing job of getting me and the wrestling fan out there excited for TakeOver Chicago 2. But I always wanted from you, Mother Flowers, in the comment threads of this video, or if not on Twitter at Heel Steven, let me know your thoughts. Are you excited for TakeOver Chicago 2? Do you feel that Ricochet and Velveteen Dream are going to go out there and just have the match of the year candidate? If for NXT or all WWE, let me fucking know. Alright? Or if not, you think they'll outdo Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne for TakeOver Chicago 1. The show kicked off with Alistair Black, the champ, right? And let's be real about it, ever since Alistair Black won the NXT Championship at TakeOver New Orleans from Andrade Cien Alma, I felt like Alistair Black has become the forgotten champion. He hasn't been showcased on the show that much. Yeah, he had that match with Eric Young and Sanity. He was supposed to have the match with Johnny Gargano, which was stopped by Tommaso Ciampa. But I feel like essentially he become the forgotten champion. And I understand too, because the program right now on this show, which is the main program right now, which is Gargano and Ciampa. They are the focal feud right now on the show. So by default, Alistair Black has to take a back seat. Which sucks because, again, he's the fucking champion. And the champion should never take a back seat. But there's circumstances, in my honest opinion. So let it fucking be. Alistair Black comes out. He talks about ever since winning the championship, everyone that he's faced has fallen, has literally faded to black one by one after just one hit, and everyone falls down. And out comes Lars Sullivan. Now, Lars Sullivan last week beat Ricochet and Velveteen Dream in a handicap match. And he went to say, hey, listen, Alistair Black has been around all over the world for the last 16 years, and everyone that he's faced, yes, have all faded to black, but he promises that he cannot do that to Lars Sullivan. And he made it official because apparently William Regal told him that at TakeOver Chicago 2, it's going to be Lars Sullivan versus Alistair Black for the NXT Championship. And a lot of people, I get that feeling on social media, like, oh, they're doing this match. And I'll be honest, I kind of get where they're coming from with that. I understand. But at the same time, this is why I have no problem with the match. I honestly think they'll have a great match, all the fuck you want, but I don't think it's going to close the show. That's why I don't have a problem with this match, because it's not closing the show. End of the day, the main event of this event is going to be Gargano and Ciampa 2. That's closing your show. So you could put this as the co-main event, and it'll be fine. I think these two guys will go out there and will have a killer match. Hell, after all of this, you see Alistair Black ready to hit Lars Sullivan with the fade to black, or the black mask kick, whatever the fuck they're calling it now, right? And Lars Sullivan catches the kick with one hand, catches the shit on some fucking Dragon Ball Z type of shit, right? Catches the shit, and he counters into the freak accident, and then he grabs the belt and throws it up in the air, celebrating and shit like he already fucking won. I like the delivery here, because you're establishing this number one contender, this fucking monster, right? Who's been on a fucking tear. He beat Ricochet and Velveteen Dream, two fucking favorites. Now he won the championship. And I said this during the summer, last year's summer, the summer of last year, that, to me, Lars Sullivan is that slow project that you're developing, that's gonna be something. And it is now, And this is what I like right now about NXT. We are showcased where they are. It's not me, because I'm not fucking there, but the people at NXT right now, the higher ups there and shit, are now showcasing their developed talent. Not these talent that have come from the independent circuit, from Ring of Honor, New Japan, which again, they're all great too, but we're showcasing, we're giving the opportunity now to the homegrown talent from the Performance Center. And Lars Sullivan is that right now. And again, I think they're going to have a good match, all the fuck you want, but they're not closing the fucking show. They're not. All right? We then get a video package of Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair talked about her scholastic achievements, her achievements in all athletic sports, whether it be gymnastics, cross country, a full ride, I believe, at the University of Tennessee, how later on she graduated with 2 degrees under her belt, how she got into CrossFit, how she then became a WWE superstar, or that's in this case NXT, at the Performance Center, how the difference between her and everyone else, that hey, she didn't come from the independents, she didn't train in Japan, all this was from the bottom, from the beginning, and look where she's at now. And how she believes she's the EST of NXT, and all that she's been through now, from the Mae Young Classic, from her time around NXT, getting these wins, her appearance at WrestleMania at the Women's Battle Royal, even though it's the kickoff show, but still, that one moment where she freaking used her hair, whipped it at Becky Lynch, and then she did the 450 splash off the top rope at WrestleMania. All that. And you know what? I think it's great because, again, it goes back to us saying with Lars Sullivan. We're showcasing the homegrown talent from the Performance Center. And you look at Bianca Belair, I even said it with her too. She's a slow project in the making. And let's be real about it. She is going to be, somewhere down the road, a future NXT Women's Champion. She is a star in the fucking making. A bona fide star, hands fucking down. The only problem is, once she hits the main roster. Because look at WWE's track record with all the talent that have come from NXT to the main roster. And they're all bust right now. Not all, but the majority are a bust. Look at the iconic duo, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. At NXT, they were fucking amazing. Main roster, I cringe. And it's not their fault. It's creative's fault. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it's like, what is going to happen when you have Candice LeRae, or even in this case, Nikki Cross, or a Kairi Sane on their way to the main roster? What's going to happen with them? So in a way, it's like, I'm happy for Bianca Belair. I think, again, she's a champion in the making. But once she hits that main roster, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, God forbid they don't fuck her over. I'm just saying, mother flowers. But again, she is a star in the fucking making. We then get a match between the War Raiders and two random generic bums. War Raiders got the easy win here. People were chanting war, war. So it looks like War Raiders here are a babyface tag team. I thought they were heels, but they're getting the support. So it's all good and dandy, in my honest opinion. They're mentioning on commentary how War Raiders can easily get a tag team title match down the road. I think it's way too soon, but let's see how they get there down the road. We get EC3, the trilogy here, versus Fabian Eichner. And as much as I thought this match was an okay match, Fabian Eichner, I feel like, is being dealt a dirty hand here. Again, I said, early in the year, with people that are left to the main roster now from NXT, it's an opportunity for someone like Fabian Eichner to showcase his ability, a moment for him to shine, and he's just being used as just an enhancement talent, And don't get me wrong, Fabian Eichner had some good moments in this match, right? All the hell you want. But during this match, it gets interrupted by Johnny Gargano. And Gargano literally walks to the announcer's table and grabs the microphone and says that here's a contract for the rematch at TakeOver Chicago 2 between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano 2 in a fucking street fight. And he signs the contract, and he wants Ciampa to sign it now as well. I said it before, I'll say it again. They're closing the show. Hands fucking down. It's the best feud right now in WWE. Hell, even NXT if you want to go there, but fuck it, it's WWE, in my honest fucking opinion. But if we look about it too, the fact that he interrupted EC3's moment, right? The trilogy, the spotlight, and all that shit. There's an interview after the match, I guess, on the YouTube channel, where EC3 said he understands that Gargano had business to attend to just fine and dandy. But honestly, dude, real shit, motherflowers, I would love to see somewhere down the road an EC3 versus Johnny Gargano program in NXT. Why the fuck not? I remember them having these matches at Evolve that were killer matches, all the fuck you want. Hell, I remember there was this video that was put out, I believe, 2 summers ago, where EC3 and Drew McIntyre freaking invaded Evolve at the time where Evolve just started that working relationship with NXT, and they both cut this fucking promo shooting on NXT, on Triple H and Build the Mind and all that shit. And I remember that Johnny Gargano was one of those guys that made the save. I believe it was the Ethan Page. I could be wrong on that one. Again, it was such a long time ago. But he can go from there, if anything. And again, I think these two guys down the road can have a very killer match in NXT. Why the fuck not? And if it's for the championship down the road, just saying, we'll see if they go down that route down the road again. But yeah, EC3 got the win over Fabian Eichner, and there you go with that. We then get the match between Ricochet and Chris Dijak, formerly known as Donovan Dijak in Ring of Honor. What really surprised me or impressed me, that is, Dijak's in-ring ability as athleticism, which I've known for a while from watching him in Ring of Honor, all that fun stuff, right? Former Ring of Honor television champion. He's part of the House of Truth with Truth Martini and Jay Lethal. I also want to say, I keep fucking having a brain fart right now, but I want to say, I forgot her name. Fuck it. I'm pretty sure you guys will correct me in the comment threads. Oh, no, Tyler Hendricks and shit like that, right? And I knew how good he was. And this match, there were moments where he showed athleticism. He did like a freaking springboard elbow drop. And keep this in mind, freaking Donovan Dijak. I'm sorry, Chris Dijak. I'm just calling him Dijak for the fuck's sake of this video. Dijak drops a fucking springboard elbow. And he's tall as hell. Like, he literally towers over Ricochet. Does a springboard diving elbow, and then he goes for a fucking moonsault. To have the ability and the fucking audacity to even try to do that. He misses, of course, but just the thought of him doing that, like, bruh. Come on, for real. At the same time, I crap on, it's funny how in Impact Wrestling, I crap on Brian Cage for doing almost the same shit, but to each their own, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, hey, let's fucking make Chris Dijak the fucking Cruiserweight champion. You're not hearing me say that now, motherfucker. Just get that clear right now, alright? That being said, Ricochet got the win. And after this, he grabs the mic, talks about how Velveteen Dream, loves the spotlight and how he deserves it. He deserves the fucking spotlight. But what he did last week, homie, that was a cowardly move. And then out came the Velveteen Dream. And he talks about the spotlight. Right now, the spotlight is on Ricochet because he won. But Ricochet offers Dream to come into the ring to share the spotlight and they can go at it. And they were saying take over Chicago too. I thought it was official at that point. And then Dream makes his way to the ring and says, you know what? We'll not do it here. We'll do it where it's rightfully so. And that being take over Chicago too. And then Velveteen Dream talks about all his mind games, how it's going to be on you right now, but when it's all said and done, it's going to backfire on you and all that shit. Then Ricochet, literally, as Velveteen Dream is on the stage area, Ricochet's in the ring. He goes in, does like a freaking dive outside the ring, from the ring to the outside, right? And lands on his feet, gets in Velveteen Dream's face and says, show me. Fucking show me. Bruh. This, again, and I said this early in this review, mother flowers. We are looking at, in my opinion, the match that can steal the show at TakeOver Chicago 2. We are looking at what I believe will be the match of the year in WWE. We are looking at what I believe will outdo, or if not come close to outdoing, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate from TakeOver Chicago 1 for the UK title. And I just can't wait to see it, Yes, again, there's Ciampa Gargano 2, there's Alistair Black and Lars Sullivan, but I'm looking more forward to this match than all the matches on this card right now. And you could put this to kick off the show. Why the fuck not? Or we'll see. But again, these two guys, I'm telling you right now, bruh, they are about to get lit as fuck, motherflower. I'm telling you right now. I cannot wait for that match. We then get an interview early in the show as well with, I want to say, freaking Lacey Evans. Talked about how next week is going to be the third match between her and Kairi Sane. And how Kairi Sane has her elbow. But at the end of the day, freaking I'm having a brain fart right now with this girl's name. Lacey Evans has the women's right. Why the hell not? Get this out of the way. It is what it is. So next week, again, we're getting Lacey Evans versus Kairi Sane 3. We're getting Roderick Strong versus, I want to say, Danny Burch. I can't wait for that match as well. Cannot wait to see that too. And then we get the main event. We get Shayna Baszler versus Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's Championship. And now, the build-up to early in this match, they played a video package hyping up this match. How it all started when Shayna Baszler debuted and she literally took out Dakota Kai when she stomped on the arm. And how all this whole time, Dakota Kai has been in fear of Shayna Baszler. She's been timid. She's been intimidated. She's scared. Shayna Baszler, this fucking bully. Be a star, motherflowers. And now she's getting this opportunity. She's getting this opportunity after week after week after week of Shayna Baszler getting into the face and intimidating Dakota Kai to fight for the Women's Championship. And Dakota Kai said all she had to do is kick her face in. We get to the match. And I'm going to say this overall. The storytelling here is simple. Shayna Baszler beating the living fuck out of Dakota Kai. There were moments where Dakota Kai was lying there and Shayna Baszler stomped on the ankles of Dakota Kai and yelling at her, aren't you the leader of Team Kick? Come on, kick my face in and shit. And all this led to Shayna Baszler locking the ankle lock multiple times. Locking the fucking ankle lock. Dakota Kai countered to an enziguri. And then threw her massive kicks. And it looked like, oh my gosh, she caught her fucking win, her second win here. She about to pull the upset, motherflowers. And what do you know? Dakota Kai goes for her finisher. It gets countered. And Shayna Baszler locks in the rear naked choke, the Fukuda clutch. If I'm botching the name, I apologize. But fuck, it's a rear naked choke. And Dakota Kai slowly but surely taps out, and Shayna wins, but then she goes back to the choke, and then out comes out of fucking nowhere Nikki Cross, and she screams at Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's like shook for a moment, like what the fuck? Like she shook, and there's the whole thing where Shayna leaves the ring. She's walking to the back, and Nikki Cross storms out of the ring and grabs the championship off Shayna Baszler's arm, her shoulders, and walks back into the ring and tells her to come to the ring if you want your belt, if she wants her belt back, right? But she's like, I want a championship match tonight. Give her, literally, Nikki Cross telling Shayna Baszler, give her a championship match tonight. And you can have Dakota Kai be the referee. So literally a comedy impromptu match because, again, Nikki Cross is this crazy bitch. Right? She's crazy. She's cuckoo in the head. And it's one of those things where Nikki Cross hits a move and goes for the cover. And the referee wasn't even having it. So Dakota Kai does the cover 1, 2, 3. So in Nikki Cross's mind, in her brain, she believes that she's the new NXT Women's Champion and she's celebrating with the crowd as she fucking won the belt. I thought it was funny for what it was. But you know where this is now going. TakeOver Chicago 2. It looked like we're going to get the match. I believe we will. Between Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler. Because again, you need that one person to stand up to Shayna Baszler. And I think that could be, again, Nikki Cross. She's crazy. She's a lunatic. She's insane. She's nut in the head. So why the fuck not? You know? But that's how we close NXT tonight. Again, I thought this episode of NXT did an amazing job at hyping me up, and of course you motherflowers, for TakeOver Chicago 2. And again, you know, I said this time and time again, I'm gonna be repetitive with this shit, motherflowers, but I believe that Velveteen Dream and Ricochet are going to be, again, the match of TakeOver Chicago 2. Hands fucking down. But that's my opinion, motherflowers. I want it from you in the comment threads of this video. Give me your thoughts on the show. If you liked the show, if you hated the show, are you looking forward to TakeOver Chicago 2? Do you feel that Velveteen Dream and Ricochet will be the match of the night, the match of the year, what have you? Do you think they'll outdo Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate from TakeOver Chicago 1? All that fun stuff. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. And as always, motherflowers, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, motherflowers, it's Steve. Motherflowers, I am out. Peace out, motherflowers. I'm telling you right now, if Nikki Cross came to my house, yo, I'd just run, bruh. Real talk, I'd just run. Fuck it. She's a snack, though.